Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about the pathogens which is responsible for causing the disease in the chapter that is why do we fall ill. Okay, we discussed that what are the different pathogens, different microbes which is responsible students, like you see trypanosoma is there, Leishmania is there, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is there, gram-positive bacteria that is Staphylococcus is there, and Ascaris, which is a roundworm and responsible for causing a disease, Ascaris, in the intestine of a human. Sorry. Then we started with that what are the means by which these disease is carried from one person to another. Okay, so we were talking about the spread of the infectious disease. Spreading of that of the infectious disease. Okay. So you see the infectious disease or the communicable disease can be spread either through that of the air or through that of the water. Then it can be spread through that of the food article. So you see student how it will get spread through that of the air. So you see the people, especially if they are having a respiratory problem. So if a people sneeze or cough, then that microbes will come outside in the form of a water droplets outside to that of the environment. And finally, when a healthy person will inhale the same air, then ultimately it will enters into the body of the living organism and causes the respective disease. Okay, and it basically happen in the overcrowded area or where there is no ventilation. In such a case, the microbe will enter into the body of a healthy person. Then the next one is the water. You see, if suppose we drink a contaminated water, student, at that time also the risk, the chances of getting disease or getting infection is much more. Because what happens, you see, especially if a person who is already infected, if his or her excreta will get mixed into the water or into the water bodies, and again the same water, if it is consumed by a human being, then what will happen? Ultimately, these microbes which was in the excreta and mixes with the water, finally these microbes will enter into the body of the living organism. Okay, and causes the disease. Then if we talk about the food articles, so especially the microbes will be present in the food which is all open, especially the food which is at the roadside, which used to sell on the roadside, student, because these foods, they are open. Now see, flies and all, they used to sit on the excreta of the person, of a human or an animal that may consisting of the microbe. It means the microbes will be carried from the flies to that of the food article. So they used to sit on the excreta which consisting of the microbes, and they carry the microbes and sit on a food article. Now this food article consisting of the parasite, okay, which has been transferred by the fly, and finally when you take that food article, when you take that food item, ultimately these parasites will enter in your body. Okay, so these are some of the different means by which the infectious disease will be get transmitted from one person to another. There are a lot more. We were talking about air, water, food article. Now you see, student, it can be spread through that of the bite of the mosquito. Okay, so we can say that it can occur through mosquito, through the bite of mosquito. So by mosquito. So you see, student, if a person, I told you about it, that if a person is having a disease or is carrying any kind of a parasite, now this parasite, when the mosquito they bite that infected person and finally take the blood of that particular infected person and carry that blood, they carry that blood which consisting of the plasmodium and again inject, again bite the healthy person. This blood consisting of the parasite will get injected into the healthy person and finally the person will get infected. In a very simple language you can understand that see, mosquito, if they want, especially that of the female mosquito, you have heard the malaria is caused or dengue is caused by that of the female mosquito. So why is it so? Because the female mosquito they need nutrients or they need a nutritious food so that they can lay egg. And for such a reason, what they used to do, they used to suck the blood of a human being. So if they bite a healthy, infected person who is carrying this plasmodium with them, so this plasmodium from that of the infected person, it will enter into the body of the mosquito. Now the same mosquito, when it bites the other person, a healthy person, so that plasmodium will enter into that of the healthy person. So you see that how mosquito help in carrying that of the plasmodium from an infected person to that of a healthy person. So it is also responsible for the for spreading of that of the disease. Okay, so we can write it, that is, mosquitoes are also responsible for from one person to the another. Especially when we talk about a one person to another, it means we are talking about the infected person to that of a healthy person. Okay, now see, this the female mosquito, especially the female mosquito, as they have to lay eggs, take the nutrients from the human blood. Requires nutritious diet. Okay, so in order to lay egg, they require a nutritious diet, and that is why they used to sit or they used to take the bite the a human being. Okay, so if they bite a infected person, then parasite will get transferred to the mosquito, and finally enters into the body of into the body of the living organism. Okay, so parasite, when it get transferred to the mosquito and finally enters into the body of the living organism with the help of the mosquito itself. So by this, students, you can understand that how mosquito is also responsible for carrying the disease from one person to the another person. Now the next one is that not only the mosquito but physical contact and sexual contact is also responsible for the transfer of the diseases. Okay, so the next one is the spread through physical contact. Spread through physical contact. Okay, spread through physical contact. So you see, students, that many diseases get spread through that of the physical contact, either by touch, student, or by using the things used by that of the infected person. Use of that of the towel or that of the toothbrush or clothes, all these are what will carry that the bacteria or the infection with it. So ultimately, if the person is using the things which already has been used by the infected person, so chances will be there that that infection may be carried from that person to the from that infected person to that of the healthy person. So a direct contact is also responsible for the transfer of the diseases. Okay, so we can write it. Many diseases can occur into the body of the healthy person, can occur into the body of a healthy person by the direct contact. By that of the direct contact. Okay, so you see, if suppose you are using the towel, you are using the clothes of the infected person, so ultimately all these things will carry that of the infection, so it will lead to the transfer of the diseases. Now what are the different diseases, student, by which that will get transferred from one person to another? Leprosy or pox is there. Okay, so these are the diseases which get transferred. Tuberculosis also. So all these are diseases which can be spread through that of a direct contact. Okay, so we can write it. The diseases which is caused due to the physical contact is pox. It can be a smallpox, it can be a chicken pox, okay, or leprosy. Then tuberculosis. All these are the different kind of a disease which occur due to that of the direct contact from that of the infected person. Next one is the contact, but the sexually contact. Okay, so the spread of the disease or spreading of the disease occur due to the sexual contact with that of the infected person, may also lead to the causing the disease to that person. Okay, so the next one is spread through sexual contact. Spread sexual contact. So see students, there are some of the diseases which is caused due to the sexual contact with that of the infected person. You have heard about AIDS also. AIDS is there, gonorrhea is there. These are the sexually transmitted diseases. It means it will occur to a healthy person if the person is having any kind of a sexual contact with that of the infected person. Okay, so we can write it. Some diseases can spread through the sexual contact with the person. Okay, so some diseases can spread through the sexual contact with the person. These can be like AIDS, okay, or syphilis, or gonorrhea. So these are what? These are the different kind of a disease which is caused due to that of the sexual contact. Okay. So this is what student, the spreading of the infectious disease. I told you the infectious disease or the communicable disease, it get transferred from one person to the another. Means can be anything. It can be air, it can be water, it can be through direct contact, it can be through sexual contact, it can be through the food articles, or through that of the flies or the insect or mosquitoes. Because they used to carry the disease from one person to another person. So they are what? They are like the medium. They are the agents, okay, which causes the disease or which help in the spreading of that of the disease. So we can say that because of these agents only, this disease is known as a communicable disease, because it will help in spreading the disease from infected person to that of the healthy person. Okay, so these agents are responsible for the spreading of the diseases. Now let us discuss about the another thing, student, and that is manifestation of disease. Manifestation of disease. Manifestation of disease. When the question is that what is manifestation, actually it is also known as symptoms of disease. So okay, we had discussed about the diseases, we had discussed about the different types of disease, we have discussed that what are the different causes by which the disease occurred, are also the common pathogens and the means by which it gets spread from one person to another person. Now, the person, he or she get infected by the attack of the microbe. So how will you identify that person is not healthy? Person is having a problem, or he is having any kind of uneasiness or disease. So there are something like that is the symptoms. There are some symptoms, there are some signs by the help of which we can say that person is not feeling good, the person is restless, or the person is not healthy, or he or she is having some kind of a health issue or having a disease. Okay, and the symptoms can be a common symptoms. The symptoms can be a tissue specific or a organ specific symptoms. Okay, so let us discuss each and everything one by one. So you see, students, that first question, how we come to know that we are having a disease. How we come to know that we are having a disease or we are disease students? So there we are having a disease or we are having some kind of a problem when we feel restless. Then if we feel body pain, cough, fever, cold, etc. All these things will occur to us. Okay, and when we will suffer from all such kind of a pain like that of a restlessness or having a body pain or having a cough or a fever, if we are having a fever and all these are what? These are signs. These are also known as the symptoms. Okay, so these are the signs by which we are able to say that yes, we are having some kind of a problem. Okay, or we are having a disease. Okay, so we will say that having such kind of a sign is what is the manifestation of disease or symptoms of the disease. Okay, so these are known as symptoms of disease. Or manifestation of a disease. Now you see student, if we talk about the headache or body pain or a cough or a fever or a cold, these are what? These are a very common, these are a wide range of symptoms. These are a common symptoms that you can find in any kind of a disease. If suppose you are suffering from a disease, then this disease, this kind of symptoms will be symptoms. Okay, that will be there. Okay, maybe you are having a problem, maybe you are having a issue with the body pain, or maybe you are not feeling good, means you are feeling restless, or you are having cough, or you are having a fever. All these things are what? These are the common symptoms. Manifestation. Okay, so these will be a common disease, but is always a common symptoms, these are the common symptoms. Is always a common symptoms appear in any of the disease student? No. Actually, sometimes there are some specific tissue specific symptoms or organ specific symptoms will also be there. Okay, and it is because the microbe or the parasite had affected that particular organ or that particular tissue, and due to which that organ or that tissue will not work properly. Okay, so in such a case, with that also, with all these kind of common symptoms, there will be some tissue specific symptoms also. Like you see student, if we talk about dysentery. So if a person is having a disease and that is dysentery, so there the parasite will affect the intestine. Okay, so in dysentery the parasite will affect the intestine, and now since the intestine got infected, so the person may suffer from loose motion. So the person may have the stomach pain. Okay, So this is what? This is a specific symptoms by which we can say that okay, that person may having a dysentery disease. Likewise, you see student, if we talk about AIDS, so you see AIDS is in which there is a virus which affect a particular organ of the body, and that is the immune system. Okay, so it will attack on the immune system. It will try to hamper the immunity of the body, or it will attack that of the immune system. So ultimately the person will become or feels weak. So we can say that it is what? It is an organ specific disease. Okay, likewise you see student, if we talk about the tuberculosis, so in the tuberculosis also the infection occur in the lungs. Okay, and it will cause a respiratory disorder. Okay, so with the help of that particular symptoms, the person is the doctor is able to understand that maybe he is suffering from that of a tuberculosis. So you see, in all these things there is one thing common, that the symptoms are the organ specific or the symptoms are the tissue specific. And on that basis, students, the doctor is able to identify the disease or able to diagnose the disease. Okay, or give the medicine according to that. Okay, so if we talk about the symptoms, so basically there are two type of a symptom. Common symptom is there and tissue specific symptoms. So we can write it. Headache, fever, cough, cold, body pain. These are some common symptoms. Okay. These are some of the common symptoms. But there are other symptoms which are tissue specific. Or organ specific. Okay. Tissue specific or organ specific. It means it will attack on particular tissue or that of the organ. Okay. So the micro targeted a specific tissue or organ. Okay, of the person. So whenever the question is asked that what do you understand by the organ or that of the tissue specific, you will always write that tissue specific involves the or the organ specific, it involves the microbe which targeted on a particular organ and causes the respective disease. Okay. So you see students, there are a lot of examples. With the help of the examples, it will be very easy, or it will be clear the concept of the tissue specific or the organ specific. Okay, so you see, if we talk about the AIDS, so you see in AIDS, virus is there student, and the pathogen attacks on the immune system. Okay. and affect the immunity. So it will affect the immunity, it will attack on that of the immune system. Okay.